The modern world is rapidly evolving with all its advances in technology and Western comforts. And so we as humans place special emphasis on how we identify with our minds. Defining who we are has become more important than ever before. We bring this strong mental identification of who we are when we're trying to relate to our intimate partners. This causes us to have relationships that are not rooted in being, but instead we have two headstrong people with mentally constructed egos trying to relate to each other through their minds. This is the reason why relationships today are so problematic and full of friction, arguments, and heartache. Eckhart says that relationships have never been as difficult as they are now. This is because the earth is going through a purification phase and moving into a new, brighter era. We need to understand that relationships are not here to make you happy or fulfilled. They are here to make you aware and conscious. If you're not able to accept this, you risk the delusion that a partner will come and save you. Number 1, the first dimension. The physical level is the very first dimension of your love relationship. Here, you find yourself drawn to someone because you're attracted to their physical appearance. This is a fleeting sexual attraction that can't be sustained for long by itself. It's a matter of days or weeks before that initial attraction fades. It's a superficial feeling of love that only concerns the outside of someone. At best, it may lead to a one-night stand, but will never go deeper. Second, the second dimension. Falling in love on an emotional level is the honeymoon phase. Here, everything is felt at a deeper level. You find yourself high on love. The emotional level is the passion and lust of the sexual center, also known as Swadhisthana chakra in yogic circles. A common depiction of this is the fiery temperament of the Latin lovers. The sex is hot and steamy, but on the other extreme, the drama and bickering are frequent and fierce as well. It feels really good to experience emotional love, but don't kid yourself. This is a shallow love that stems from neediness, codependency, and the need to have someone. It comes from a false belief that someone will complete us. Our ego screams, "Make me happy." Those are the exact 3 words that will make you unhappy. And so, the love relationship you were hoping for turns into a love-hate relationship after a while. If you stop loving your partner after a breakup or divorce, was it really love then? Think about it. If one moment you love your spouse, but in the next you hate them, is that really love? If love turns to hate, it was never love to begin with, Eckhart teaches. If you attack the one you love with any kind of violence, physical, verbal, or emotional, it's a sign of ego attachment and not love. Love has no opposite. When the initial seduction and peacocking crumbles and you see the real person behind the painted picture of the perfect one, when the real person with their imperfections of fear, pain, neediness, and lack comes to the surface, the spark you felt during the honeymoon phase fizzles out, and there comes a point where your partner fails to meet your needs, or rather, the needs of your ego. These feelings have been there all along, but were covered by the emotional love relationship. Look at it as a form of addiction. It feels good to be high on drugs. It feels great when you're on it, but when it wears off, you're left exposed and all the pain comes rushing back, but now even stronger than before. And the worst part is that now you look at your partner as the cause of these feelings. This leads you to projecting and attacking this pain onto your partner. In turn, it may or may not awaken your partner's own anguish, thereby countering your attack. This pattern is sneakily used by the ego to induce your partner to change their behavior, so you can use your partner to get your needs met and cover up your pain. All addiction starts with a need to cover up and not feel pain, but ultimately, all addictions end in more pain. The start and end of any addiction is therefore rooted in pain. It does not matter what kind of addiction you deal with: alcohol, sex, social media, love, relationships, or a person. Understand that a romantic relationship does not cause pain. It simply brings out the pain and unhappiness that is already within you. Number 3, the third dimension of love. The mental love relationship is focused on communication and inner thoughts. This works by talking about and agreeing on values, ideology, and concepts. It is an important part of learning to find common ground with each other and build a strong foundation. But as with all things, relying heavily on a mental connection isn't enough. Endless processing and constantly talking it out on a mental level can lead to suffocation of the relationship. Having a mental connection implies that you're attracted to the person's mind and intellect, or rather, you're attracted to the projection of an image of who this person is. It is a mental fantasy of what you picture your ideal relationship to be like in your mind's eye. But an image of the other person in one's mind is not always an accurate representation of who they really are. Mental attraction and mutual agreement on values and life goals at this stage are great, but without any depth to it, your mental connection will sooner or later turn dry, dull, and passionless. Number 4, the fourth dimension of love. The fourth and final level, the spiritual level, is where you will find the possibility of true love. This is where you will find a long-lasting relationship. Make your relationship your sadhana, a part of your spiritual practice. Work on and decide with your partner to make your relationship a spiritual relationship. When you find your relationship is not working and instead is bringing out the madness in you and your partner, be happy. It is time to finally put in your practice and heal the underlying emotions. Connect to a greater meaning and purpose beyond yourself. Accept what is. Look into the soul and heart of the other. Go beyond the physical appearance. Sense the essence of that person, the divinity in them. Behold and adore your partner as you would the most exquisite piece of art. And beyond everything, the most important aspect is the inner relationship with yourself, because avoiding relationships to avoid pain is not the answer. The pain is there anyway. 3 failed relationships in 3 years are more likely to awaken you more than 3 years on a deserted island being alone. You must be able to stop judging yourself. Stop putting yourself down, lacking in self-confidence, and feeling hurt by past trauma. Because if you judge yourself, you will unavoidably judge your partner. If you want to spiritualize your relationship and make it work in the long run, you need to be able to accept your partner exactly as they are, without having to change them in any way. When you're able to do this, You immediately go beyond your ego, past all the mind games and addictive behaviors. There are no victims or perpetrators anymore, no accuser or accused. This is also the end of all codependency, being drawn into someone else's unconscious patterns and thereby enabling it to continue. You will then either separate in love or move even deeper into the now, together, into being. It's important to understand that love is a state of being. Your love is not outside, it's deep within. You can't lose it, and it can't leave you. It's not dependent on some other body or form. In the stillness of your presence, you can feel your own formless and timeless reality. You will feel the divine consciousness that makes your physical form shine and come alive. You can feel the same life in every other human and creature. You look beyond the veil of form and separation. This is the realization of oneness. This is love. And this can only flourish if you're free from the mind identification and the pain body. This is Steffo Shambo, the founder of the Tantric Man Experience, presenting the 4 dimensions of love by Eckhart Tolle.